Hey, this is Samar Newsome, and this is the Musician Shed podcast. I'm here with a very special guest of mine, a very good, amazing musician, and a cool lady, Miss Mariel. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Now, you didn't change your name, right? You're still Bill. How do I
I'm
say your name?
Bildsten. Yeah, Bildsten.
Bildsten. Okay, good,
Yep,
good, good.
yep,
All right.
yep.
So, first of all, tell us how you got started in music, because you're first of all seeing somebody on your caliber. I saw your work. You're amazing. But how did you get started in trombone?
Yeah, I was 10 years old, so I started in fifth grade, and I just started because my friends were in elementary school band, and I was wanted to hang out with them. So it was kind of an excuse to do that. And they needed a trombone player in the band, and so that is what I picked. And it was I didn't take it seriously in the beginning at all. It was just kind of a fun thing. And then very slowly fell in love with it through middle and high school. I grew up in a beautiful town of Santa Barbara, California, and there was
Mm,
just enough of a scene there and musicians there to be mentored by and look up to that were incredible. So there's a city college program there, and the high school had a jazz band. So there was enough going on that I could kind of bite into and get inspired by, which was wonderful. That was a great experience. And then, yeah, just at the end of high school was kind of figuring out, okay, what am I doing for school? College and music was the thing that was the most exciting and compelling to me. So then I moved to New York to study at the new school. So that was kind of the,
So I'm just grabbing my.
that's cool.
yeah.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot of people that I know that kind of came from new school, which is kind of dope.
Mhm.
Um, and it's crazy because before my cousin went there, I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
Um, And I don't know. I don't know if you play with him because he's a trombone player too. Saunders Hermans.
Oh, yeah, I know of him, but I don't know him super well. He's an incredible trombone player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a beast. He's a
Cool.
beast.
Oh,
So one of the things that I kind of always talk about is how people come from different places. Like he grew up in Florida, and then he
yeah.
came to new school, and then of course his career just went crazy. So
Yeah.
tell me about that part of the journey, like coming from you said Santa Barbara, California. Why would you ever leave there? By the way.
Great
Um,
question. Sometimes I wonder that too. Well, my mom's a New Yorker. She grew up in Queens, and my grandparents lived, still live here and live in New York. So I would visit all the time, and I was always just really excited to be in New York. I really liked the place. So when choosing schools, I was like, I know I'm going to end up in New York somehow, like at some point in my life. So it's either now or later, and I figured let's just bite the bullet and go for it.
yeah,
And I mean, I wasn't ready to be in New York, like musically,
gotcha, gotcha.
but I was really excited to be here and really ready to get my ass kicked. I mean, that was like my main goal of being in New York was let me just figure this thing out and be around the music as much as possible. I didn't actually know what that would look like or feel like or sound like, but
But you were up for it
I was up for it, and I think it was a huge leap of faith. I think in a
for
lot of
sure,
ways.
for sure.
And it was different in every way from the environment that I grew up in, but in a way that was really exciting to me, and that I was really like, I was happy to get into it.
That
So,
that's
yeah,
amazing. I mean,
yeah, cool.
again, like I said, I marvel at that because I know it got to take a lot of courage to leave where you're from and to
Yeah,
do something like that. So
yeah.
kudos to you. I mean, you're
Thank
killing the game too. And you said something about you knew it was going to kick your butt basically.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I mean, tell the audience like I think having that mindset and that expectation is important because sometimes people think, especially this generation, a lot of times will think things are easy or they
Mm,
come fast. Like you just show up and you did a couple of lessons and now you got it. But
yeah.
no, it,
No.
it, it takes incredible work. What is your work ethic had to be to get to this point?
Well, I think it was a lot of I don't know how to say it. I think my psychology is sometimes like just jump off the cliff and see what happens and then
Mhm.
learn from that and then kind of dust yourself off and then jump off another cliff. Like
Wow.
I don't think it's wise. I wouldn't like prescribe that to anyone, but it's just kind of how my personality is
Right.
like having just enough confidence or or stupidity. I mean, you can whatever to be like, oh, I can try to do this thing and then like try to figure it out and then learn something and then try again and then learn something and try again, you know? Um, so I think I just knew at that point, like if I'm gonna try to do this thing, and it wasn't like, oh, if I don't play music, I'll die, or like, you know, I don't know if I had that sort of like it's this or nothing attitude. It was like, well, I want to be around it and see what it is because I actually don't think I know anything.
Right.
And so I don't even feel like I know anything now. I mean, I don't know. I don't, that's not the attitude I bring to any situation I'm in because I think that I actually don't know a lot.
Right. Right.
So being humble or whatever you want to call it, or like work, I don't know. It just feels like, well, what I know is I'm, how do I say this? Like, let me just absorb as much as I can from all
Got
these
you.
situations that I'm in and then carry those things with me. Like we are what we eat, right? Like musically and experience wise. So let me just kind of soak as much as I can and be a sponge. And then see if this is something that I enjoy and that I like and that I want to make a life of, or, you know, so I think it hasn't been one moment or one thing. It's just been kind of like years of not trudging along. That makes it sound negative, but like figuring it out, you know?
No, I think
everything.
I think having a growth mindset is what sometimes we call
Yeah.
something like that, where it's just like I'm always willing to learn. I'm always a learner. And I've talked to some other guests on the podcast about this specific thing and just saying like where some musicians get in trouble is when they believe they've arrived or they've learned everything. And like to me, the more you learn, the more you know you don't know. that's for me. That's been my experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm intimately aware of that. You know,
Yeah.
like, and sometimes it stresses me out how low
Right.
I am.
Absolutely.
But like,
because there's levels to this. So, you know, you might have conquered one level and you know, you're like, okay, this is the level. I talked to my wife once. I met her in college for music and she's a singer. And she talked about like how she used to perform all over New York, all over Brooklyn. And then when she got to school, she realized that although you were like the top of the heap in your circle, when you get to this new circle,
totally,
everybody was the top of the heap at their circle. You know what I mean? So that new environment now is a new challenge, like you said. What is one of those cliffs that you said, quote unquote, that you've had to kind of recover from, like that in your experience?
Let's see. I relate to what you're saying a lot about like as you know more, you like hold yourself to a new, like I look back at like some of my goals, you know, like I would write like I want to play with this band and this band and this band, and now I like kind of look back and chuckle because like at every or even how we sound, right? Like our goals of how we practice, it's like it's constantly changing because we're constantly getting better and therefore holding ourselves to an even higher standard than we did a year ago or 6 months ago or whatever. So it's like this constant like and I love that we're never there. I think sometimes it's infuriating because you're like, wow, I'd love to just chill. But I also think that that's so much of the joy and the curiosity of what we do. I'm trying to think of, this cliff thing. I mean, I've had so many moments of being in I think as a band leader, it's very vulnerable and I've learned so much from that of, I don't know if there's like a cliff moment there, but like just learning a lot on the bandstand with my band or in all sorts of situations and just kind of seeing kind of what's in front of you and like, okay, what needs to get done, you know?
Right.
And I often feel like the weakest link of any situation. And so just kind of understanding that feeling, and that's actually like, that's positive. I think it's sometimes embarrassing, you know, or keeps you feeling like, wow, I really want to do better, which is great. Right. But I think that that's such a positive thing to feel like, okay, I'm surrounded by the best musicians in the world. Like, how am I going to keep at this thing to be worthy of this moment, right? Because that's not guaranteed.
No, I got you. That makes sense. Yeah. So now thinking of that along that line, now you didn't say a cliff yet, but like, what was one of your biggest challenges on your way to where you are now? Because we could say, regardless of still being learning and all of that, you're at a very strong place that somebody who's starting off is like, I would love to get there. So what's a adversity that you had to overcome that you can look back and say, okay, I'm glad I got through that, because that got me, closer to where I am?
I think having clarity about, so I don't feel like I've dealt with a lot of adversity like externally. Okay. Gotcha. I think I've dealt with a lot of adversity inside.
Gotcha.
Which is great. I mean, I that's a really lucky position to be in, I think. Like, I don't have people coming, like, I don't know. I feel very lucky that I live a very like positive life, and all of that. But I think a big challenge, I think my biggest challenge has been like, how can I know more about this thing that I'm doing, right? So something that I'm constantly working on is like, I want to understand harmony better. Like, that is something that I want to know. Trombone is a single note melodic instrument, so melodies, I got you all day on that. But when it comes to like dealing with harmony and changes and arranging and all of that, that's been my biggest challenge musically. Because that's something that I have been doing is like taking piano lessons from friends and being like, hey, let me figure this out. And just having like you said, like the growth mindset to be like, it's okay that I don't know this, and I'm going to take steps to figure it out, rather than like shaming myself or feeling, wow, you're so stupid that you don't know these things. Like, let's just handle it very slowly. So just kind of continually being a student has been a big part of my journey, and asking for help. I think I had this idea that everyone does everything on their own. When I was first coming up, like, everyone's writing music, arranging, booking, planning everything, like that. Everything, I had this idea that like you have to do it all on your own to get to where you want to go. And I just really disagree with that now. I think
that's not true.
It's just not true. Like, people have teams and people helping them. So I think it has taken a lot of knowing myself, of like, what are my strengths and my weaknesses, and for the things that I'm not so good at, how can I ask for help with these things?
Absolutely.
That's been like the biggest learning experience for me, because what ends up happening is everything's better when we involve more people, right? Like,
for sure.
So the music is better. It gets taken care of in the way it needs to. It's collaborative, like that. Why I love music is that it's about like, it's a social experience. So my idea of doing it all on my own was just leading me to like a lot of loneliness and self-doubt, rather than being like, oh, okay, let me delegate here, and let me involve people in this process and ask for help. And that's been really super helpful. So I feel like it's changed my perception of how this all works, and keeps me also focused on like playing trombone really well, This it's a pain in the ass.
I mean, that's so true. I mean, the top artists in the world have teams, not only from like, you could talk about, I don't know, Beyonce, You
Of
know, she
course.
has teams for everything. Like there's teams writing the songs, there's teams producing, there's teams engineering, there's teams on, you know, what she looks like, her glam squad, all that stuff.
All of it.
So there's so many people, and like you said, the collaboration does bring a different energy. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to carry it on your own. You probably, I think there's a saying that says if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go with others. You know, which I think is an interesting testament to just endurance. Like if you want to be in it for the long haul, you really got to collaborate with people. So
Totally. And
that's
also
a great.
celebrating like what other people know. I mean, what a treat. And that they have some ownership. I really enjoyed seeing the people that I'm working with have ownership over the thing that they're working on with me. That's so fun, right? Because we don't supposed to just show up to a gig and play and leave. That's a great experience too. But I also think it's really nice to be like, wow, like I really like I have a piece of this is me, you know, and then properly paying them for that and giving them credit for it. All of that piece is really important to me too. So it's like that process, I think, is just a lot more rewarding long term than me like trying to get through it and feeling like, oh, I'm going to hack something together, but it won't be as good as if I involve people, you know?
Right. No, that's true. And their investment in it is rewarding as well.
Totally.
Not just for you, for them, for you also. What was what does your shedding look like these days? What is your shed technique and routine like?
It depends on what I'm prepping for, but it's gotten a lot more focused actually in the last year, which has been great. My husband's also a musician, so he'll like kind of help me think through things, which I'm so grateful for. So I practice very small things, like make the goal really small. Like, okay, I'm learning a tune. I'm just going to voice lead whole notes through the changes, right? And just like do that. Let me try to play eighth note lines through and play chord tones on downbeats and something else in the between, and just weave my way through the changes. And just make it like really small and really slow. And I've just found that process, I transcribe a lot. I do these like just really small chunks of things that is a lot more rewarding because you feel like you've actually done something.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like music is so big. Yeah. There's so much to learn all the time that I can easily become overwhelmed by the mountain.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'd rather not. So just making things smaller has been the biggest help for me in practicing. Huge. But I mean, on trombone, it's like I really have been also trying to focus on getting to the music sooner rather than getting to the technique sooner. Like I used to be like, okay, I can only play, work on improvising after I've done my long tones and my lip slurs and my scales, right? And I've just found that like my brain gets tired. And so what would happen is that I would do all of that stuff and then I'd be like, okay, I'm done.
I need a rest. Yeah.
I need a rest.
Now I can't do the other stuff.
I can't do the other stuff, but the other stuff is actually like the juicy stuff that matters, right? Like technique will kind of sort itself out. So I've been just working on like getting the music sooner in practice sessions so that it actually happens. And then also combining things as much as I can. Like how can I, turn this thing into a tonguing exercise? How can I turn this into like, and everything is like everything I play, let me play with beautiful tone, right? So that it's just
consistent.
This consistency. And then when I'm performing, I don't have to think about it. That's my goal. I don't want to have to think about, how does this, it's like, I just want to play and be in the moment with whoever I'm playing with and be of service, right? Like, so how I think about practice is like, if I'm better at this thing, I'm able to be more of service to the people I'm playing with, be of service to the audience. So I've got to take care of business at home so that in that moment I can really do it.
No, that makes a lot of sense. What's a standard piece of advice like that you heard over the years that you feel like, you know what, that wasn't true? Like it's like a myth amongst musicians or something.
What's one for you? Maybe you can, maybe you'll jump something in my brain.
Well, I'll give you a very simple one that I kind of
Yeah.
correct. The whole idea of practice makes perfect, right? What
Yeah.
I had to learn was practicing not in quantity, but in quality.
Yeah.
So perfect practice makes perfect. So when I teach my
Mm,
students, I'm telling them all the time, like, practice makes perfect sounds good, but if you're just practicing wrong, you're just going to be good at playing it wrong. You know what I mean? So
right.
so perfect practice makes perfect. And again, that's not so much a myth, but it can be misleading if you just
Totally.
take it on its face value. But I
Yeah.
mean, there's things that people say all the time, like that you get into the situation, you're like, it's not really like that, or or
Yeah.
like let me ask you a question. You're in the jazz world, right? So, what is there any challenge to being a woman playing an instrument that not a lot of women play? Actually, that would sound like that would be an advantage, but
Yeah.
like, has there been any challenge being a woman in that world, because that's not a dominated by women world? So,
It's certainly not dominated by women, but there's actually so many women that play. So it's been good to just get to know other women and be like, wow, this isn't like that special.
mm-hmm,
Um, so that's helpful just to like take that away.
for sure.
And I mean, I've had a great time. I don't know. I don't have any like, there are dynamics certainly.
Mm-hmm.
But I've learned over the years of like how
How to
to
navigate?
navigate it and take care of myself and take care of the people around me. What I love about this music is that there are so many different people that play it.
Mm-hmm.
So being a woman is not like it's not the only you're not the only like other. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, 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 right. Got you.
There's so many different people with so many different experiences, and so that's been just such a treat to like get to know people from all over the world and all different ages. I mean, we're talking about such a like intergenerational music also.
Oh, for sure.
um but it's been cool. I don't know, I also feel like sometimes I get opportunities that maybe other people don't,
I,
because to the outside world this is I'm super special, even though I don't feel that way, right?
right,
Like
right, right.
there's kind of this whole thing about that. Okay.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of dynamics to, just like, again, a male dominated culture.
Mhm.
Of course, there's attractions that could come and all of those things that come
Sure.
along with that. But obviously, you figured out how to navigate, which is important.
It's just showing up and being professional. it,
Absolutely, absolutely. At the end of the day,
for
that's what it
me,
is.
that's what it is. And
Hmm.
so I learned pretty quickly to just like show up and look professional, act professional, and just treat people like people. Like
Right,
I'm not a
right,
victim to be on this gig.
right,
Like
right, right.
that just doesn't feel like the real dynamic. I actually feel really honored to be there to play this music.
For sure.
So I'm not like, I don't know. I certainly there are horror stories and people have had really bad experiences, but I think this I don't want to minimize that, but that's just
Right.
not been my experience,
That's
um,
amazing.
which is great. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
something that I had something for you, the advice thing. Oh, okay. Here's something. I This is my personal experience. Is that like I don't think that there's one way to do this thing.
Okay.
Like I think that there are a million ways to get to where you want to go. And
Right.
from the conversations and the people that I get to talk to and like the ways that they've navigated the world, the thing that just feels the most consistent is that there's just no one way to do the thing. You
Right.
know, like
Right.
it requires a lot of creativity and a lot of um, sticking to your guns and a lot of consistency, and like those things are really consistent, but like how everyone kind of gets to where they want to go is so varied and so diverse. And I
Yeah.
think that like for younger musicians, like I just I don't want anyone to be discouraged because their path doesn't look
The
like
same. Yeah.
someone else's, because
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Right. Right.
And I don't know if people gave me that advice of like, oh, your path must be this, but I think there's a million ways to get to what you want. And also for all of that, it's like I couldn't have imagined the sort of musical situations that I get to be in now,
Right.
or the people that I get to play with, and the music that I get to, because I didn't even have that exposure, right? So it's like at every turn, there's a new exposure. Like when I was a really young musician right out of school, like I just said yes to everything. I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. I need money. It was very practical. Like, okay, yes. And then slowly you're like, okay, I don't love this sort of music. I prefer this. You can get more picky over time. But I think that that's such a huge part of learning, is just experiencing as much as possible and being open to that. And then figuring out, okay, how do I kind of shimmy my way through this?
Right. No, that makes sense. What's one piece of advice you would give your younger self? You're just starting out. You just picked up the trombone, and what you know now. What could you probably save yourself some time in learning?
For me, I would say practice more.
Okay.
Just practice more.
The basics.
Yeah. Just take care of business sooner. It is true. I remember older musicians would tell me in school, like, make sure you're practicing now because life gets complicated later. Like you're gonna have kids, you're gonna have a lot of things to juggle or whatever, right? Like life just gets more busy.
It just gets worse. Yeah. Well, not worse, but time-wise, your time gets less, right? Limited.
Yeah, like when you're a kid, you don't really know, or like you don't realize because you don't have the context, but like you have so much time.
Yeah.
So my advice would be to just take that seriously, and also to not doubt your taste. Like what you like is precious, I think.
Right.
And
go ahead. I'm sorry, I was cutting you off.
I think that there's a lot of like peer pressure of like, oh, this is the cool thing to like, and I think that you want to stay open and all of that, but also just really get into what you want to get into. And that can look so many ways, and just to like really believe in your taste. Because that is the thing that I believe really carries your music forward, in whatever situation, because it's going to just inform everything. So I think taste, just refining your taste, and not be ashamed to like be sturdy in that. I think that could be good advice too.
No, absolutely. These days, these are the days of like niche and nuance and, specificity. Yeah. And there's an audience kind of for everybody. You know what I mean? I think, and so understanding that if your taste is in a different direction that's not traditional, it's okay. There's an audience for it. You know what I mean?
Totally. Or if your taste is more traditional, great. Like
that's fine too. Yeah.
Dig what you dig is kind of the short way of saying that, because I think it just informs, because ultimately you want to make music you love.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. For people that you love being around, with musicians that you enjoy. You want to enjoy the music you're making. So like, I think that's just a really important aspect of this process, is like, do you know what you like? And so just being on yourself about that, I think is important.
That makes sense. Listen, I appreciate you so much. I look forward to working with you again. We did a lot of work back in the day. So
I know.
And where can people find? I know you're working on a project. I don't know if it released yet, but tell us about your new project.
Thank you. We're coming out with a record. I don't have a schedule yet. So we recorded it. I'm pregnant. So our goal was to just, thank you. Our goal was to just like get this thing recorded before the kid came. So yay, we did it. And now I'm in the mixing process, and we'll shop it around to labels and do all of that. But I think next year is realistic. So 2027, and it's my septet. So that's the 7-piece band. So it's 4 horns in a rhythm section. Nice. And the concept of the album is this idea that has been really informative for me and fun for me to play with, is this idea that like the trombone is very similar to the voice. So thinking of, just in the way that like trombone doesn't have buttons, we've got this slide, our voice also doesn't. And so we're able to just be really expressive on trombone in this way that I think is really special.
Yeah.
So the album is exploring that, but through I was been very inspired by people like Sarah Vaughan and her way of kind of carrying melodies over a band. And so I was like, okay, what would maybe something sound like if I was playing trombone in that role?
Gotcha.
So that's kind of the idea for the project. And there's some original stuff on there, and then some also just like classic standards that are arranged really beautifully by people like Mickey Yamanaka and my friend Marty Jaffe on bass. And so it's been a really fun kind of collaborative project. But that's the new project.
Nice.
That will hopefully be out next year.
So we're looking forward to supporting you and appreciate you coming on. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samar. This is so fun.
For sure. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. To stay up to date between episodes, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, and make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you liked what you heard today, or if there's something specific you want us to dive into next, leave us a comment. Catch you in the next episode.